slide right into that very comfortable spot and party with us. We will show you the stuff that Joe and I could never do. Get everyone in the house motivated to watch this one, just like Coach O. Sports Night is next.
You promised classic Coach O, and you delivered.
Got to have a little classic Coach O this time of year, and right in the midst of things, got a lot of good stuff here. Big show tonight. Big show.
Pretty crazy week though, as school canceled for snow on Monday, for cold Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's going to throw a hiccup into a lot of schedules right in the middle, in the heart of the season. Yeah, it really does. We hope everyone likes the new CTN Blazers. That's right. We did not plan this, the blue with the gold blazer, but hey, we pulled it off. Yep. We start with the boys hockey team on the road last week down in Richfield to take on Southwest Christian Richfield. It's a team with a pretty decent record, although they hadn't faced the same level of competition. And they took it to the Cardinals, beat them 3-1, just didn't give up much opportunity for the Cardinals to shoot at their very large goaltender. Their goaltender was about 6'4", 6'5". Wow. Took up a whole lot of net. Cardinals fall to 7-10. A.J. Carl's the only goal. Connor Wise, 26 saves in the loss. Well, the Cardinals were hoping for better results when they headed to New Hope for a Saturday matinee game against Armstrong Cooper. First meeting with the Wings got very physical and led to a sloppy, penalty-filled third period. Cardinals lost that one 5-2 and were hoping for a little revenge. But it was the Wings that came out flying and put incredible pressure on from the opening puck drop. Armstrong Cooper starts the scoring early. Great pass sets up Jonah Jangula for the one-timer. Wings on the board less than 90 seconds in. Cardinals were outshot 19-4 in the first period, but they do get one up on the board. Board pass gets Derek Knapp behind the defender. He finds a 5-hole, his first goal of the season. Still, Cardinals trail 3-1 after one. The Wings start quickly again in the second period. Centering pass is kicked right back to Jangula, who nets his second of the night. Armstrong Cooper scores 3 straight to build their lead to 6-1. Coon Rapids gets one back late in the period on the power play. A.J. Carl's the initial shot. Keeper can't catch it. Wyatt Ball, the easy tap in at the back door, but a big hole down 4 going to the third. Shooting gallery continues at the visiting end. Jangula completes his hat trick with the rebound goal, make it 8-2 and start running time. Well, that meant the kid they call Yundy gets his first varsity action. He did stop 8 of the 9 shots that he faced, including a 5-minute 5-on-4 power play. All told, Cardinals outshot 57-15 in the game. Late goal for Cole Nicholas makes the score look a little bit more respectable, but a tough loss to swallow as the Wings sweep the Cardinals with the 9-3 win. Always tough to give up that many goals, but I'll tell you what, it's a mark your calendars. It's a first here. Joe Young, you're so old. Your son is now in our video. That is crazy. I love it. Competing, actual video of him competing. He's, of course, made several appearances over the years. But, yes, his first varsity action, he was nervous. I was nervous. Mom was even more so. She was the most nervous assist. But unfortunately for the Cardinals, the timing of the snow and the cold. Yeah. After a game like that, you really want to get the guys back on the ice, get them loose. Get them ready to play, and they will not be able to practice as a team because of the 3 days off. And they have Champlain Park on Thursday. That's a tough team to compete with. Then they're at Osseo on Saturday, a team that they are looking to complete the season sweep up. Yeah, and certainly would be a nice opportunity. And you're right, though, with the guys being off, for everybody, all the athletes being off in the next few days, tough to get those practices, and then you're thrown right into the fire without really a couple of days under your belt to practice. Well, and especially after a loss like that, just like to get them on the ice, keep them loose. Get them ready for the next action. Girls hockey team, a couple of games last week, starting both non-conference, both tough opponents, started on the road against Buffalo, and the Bluebirds come up just short against the Bison, dropping that one 2-1. Delaney Johnson had the lone goal of the night. Bezcalo and Del Castillo the assists. Bailey Shuck was in net, made 28 saves on the 30 shots she faced. Well, the Bluebirds finished the regular season with a 3-game homestand, starting with a visit from the Stillwater Ponies on Thursday. After back-to-back losses, the Bluebirds were looking to get things turned around and make a strong final push toward the playoffs. The Ponies had lost 3 straight in 4 of their previous 5, so it was a great opportunity to get back on track.
Bluebirds get the scoring started just 3.5 minutes in. Mackenzie Baker weaving her way through traffic. She shelves the wrist shot to give CPCR 1-0 advantage, and it was only the goal of the opening period. Another early goal for the home team coming up in the second. Haley Williams crashing in on the power play. The Bluebirds right where they wanted to be. Their last game of the year at Crick. Well, Ponies, they're going to be able to get the next one and keep this game close. A pretty one-timer for Morgan Wallers makes it 2-1, and is the only time the Ponies got one past Elia Johnson. 34 saves for E. Plus, the home team answers before the second break. Bad pass picked off by Delaney Johnson, who tucks it in the backhand. Coon Rapids, Champlain Park to a 2-goal cushion. Less than a minute later, Baker trying to center, coming up here. Second attempt goes to Molly Trebeza. Her shot is tipped over the keeper. It's not the prettiest goal in the world, but it's just as sweet for the freshman. The first career goal gives the Bluebirds a 4-1 lead. They add another ugly one in the third, puck and bodies to the net in a strategy that, well, you know, paid off. Haley Williams able to poke the puck home before the keeper can cover her second of the night. And completes the scoring. Bluebirds, they're going to fly away with a 5-1 win. And Joe, we missed you in that game, but they played solid from the beginning of that game, and it was a really nice win for the Bluebirds. Yeah,
that's a win that especially after the loss to Buffalo, they knew going in against those two teams that would match up against them pretty well. Hoping for one, but really looking for two wins there. They get one of the two, kind of salvage the week. And a big matchup this week is going to be postponed. They were supposed to play Blaine on Tuesday. That will be rescheduled. They host Osseo Park Center on Saturday, and both of those games scheduled to happen over at the Forum. They finish the regular season over there. Well, the wrestling team also nearing the end of its regular season. This past week, Cardinals hosting a triangular with Buffalo and Champlain Park on Thursday. It was a night where they knew going in they had a good chance to pick up a pair of wins, including one against a conference opponent. But first, they would have to take care of business against Buffalo. Bison had a 10-6 lead after the first 4 matches, but the Cardinals get it turned around and take control after that. Alex Kowalczyk able to pin Buffalo's Cage Bruce early in the third period at 132 pounds. Coon Rapids would never trail again. Joe Robin follows that up with a first period pin at 138. Gets his man to the mat in just less than 90 seconds. Back-to-back pins put the Cardinals up 18-10. More pinning action for Coon Rapids at 152. Demetrius Seals wrapping up Buffalo's Aaron Burzy, and ending her night in just 40 seconds. Fastest pin of the night for either team. Big win for Seals. 160-pound match doesn't make it into the second period either. Moses Madimba wrapping up his opponent, getting chest to chest in the center of the net, gets a pin with less than 10 seconds left in the first period. Contest already well in hand for Coon Rapids, but Gavin Layton adds one more pin to the score sheet. Finishes off Jacob Metz midway through the second period. Cardinals fly away relatively easily, 48-22, the final against Buffalo.
And those are some of the wins that they need. Obviously, control that match, and you know, we've seen so many close ones not going their way, and an opportunity to get a convincing win for the Grapplers.
Well, an even more convincing win against the conference opponent that same night. They beat Champlain Park 58-10.
Nice.
Improved their record to 18-6 on the year. There you see Madimba and Logan Rotzine with pins. Schmant and Dimov both got decisions for the Cardinals in the lower weights. A lot of forfeits for Champlain Park in that one. The good news, the extra good news for the wrestling team, they were missing like 5 or 6 guys to injury last week. They're going to get most, if not all of them, back this week. Of course,
that's great news.
Delayed a little bit because of the weather.
Correct.
But I know the kids...
More time to heal.
Most of the kids, at least, are not complaining about having a couple days off for school, even if it does mean they miss out on some practice time. Cardinals will host a triangular with Centennial and Forest Lake on Thursday. Forest Lake, a big Section 7 opponent. Then they're at the Blaine Duels on Saturday, and that will feature a lot of very good teams as well.
Yeah, always good wrestling matches there. Well, the gymnastics team had only one event last week, facing one of the top teams in the state. The Maple Grove Crimson are currently ranked 3rd. They have a number of top-level girls and are guaranteed to put up good numbers. Cardinals still scoring well on the road, though, too. Aaliyah Vu leading the way on the vault for Coon Rapids, scoring a solid 8.725, good enough to take 3rd place. This is Megan Hetwer on the bars. This routine would earn the Cardinals captain a 7th place finish with a score of 6.75. Nice job there on the dismount. Moving to the balance beam, Cassie Rushmeyer with a back-to-back one-handed walkovers, kind of her signature move, then goes to the layout somersault dismount. Rushmeyer is going to finish 6th with a score of 7.725. And then finally, go to the floor, it's Rachel Dieters. She's been really strong all year, and this was no different. Her score, she scores at 8.825, but against the Crimson, that's only 5th place. Card score 124.575, but 143 points by the very strong Crimson from
Maple
Grove.
Grove puts up big numbers.
Yep.
I think Coon Rapids a little bit disappointed to see a 124 after breaking over 130 last week. Just in communications with Coach Diane Habel, she said the judges were really hard on some of the girls with some of their deductions, made it hard to keep their scores up. But seeing that, you score an 8.875 and you're only 5th place.
Yeah, that's a good score.
That's what shows when the very strong programs have a lot of strength and a lot of depth.
No question.
They are the gymnastics team at Irondale and Spring Lake Park on Thursday. They're at Elk River next Monday. Swimming and diving team, a couple of events last week, including Champlain Park. This was another event the Cardinals really were looking at as a team that they might be able to knock off this year. Unfortunately, they were missing a few athletes due to injuries and illnesses, and were not able to put forth as strong an effort as they would have liked. Thought maybe they could have turned the tides with a couple more guys, but some other guys did incredible things. Andrew Trong, lifetime bests in both the 200 IM and the 100 breast. Tyler Schultz wins the 200 and 500 free. Matthew Struess first place in the 100 fly and the 100 back. And who takes 2nd place but his brother Kevin Struess in 2nd place in the 100 back. Jack Simmer, a 2nd place finish off the board. On Saturday, they were at the Blue Jacket Invitational up in Cambridge Isanti. Cardinals finished 4th place, just a handful of points out of 3rd. Tyler Schultz, a 1st place finish in the 200 IM, 2nd in the 100 breast. A 1-3 finish for Struess in the 100 back and the 100 fly. Andrew Trong finished 4th in the 400 free. And the 200 medley relay team finished in 3rd place with a time of 148.45. 400 free relay team also finished 3rd in that event. Their Northwest Suburban Conference tournament meet is on Thursday,
right?
And they will take on Irondale for the 9th and 10th places. So they've jumped out of that battle for 11th, 12th, 13th, and at least up to the next step.
That's progress, and I think hopefully they'll get some of their swimmers back that were missing. So they'll get.
Well,
those.
they've got that match this week, and then the more important ones come up in a couple of weeks. They've got a couple of weeks off before a section meet. Section meet doesn't happen until the 21st through the 23rd. So a little time off upcoming. But yeah, they'd like to have a strong finish in that tournament game or tournament meet with Irondale. Nordic ski teams were supposed to have the conference pursuit last week, but the event was shortened to a single race due to lack of snow. On Wednesday, the Northwest Suburban teams met up at Elm Creek, where they have a well-groomed man-made loop. It was enough to do at least the first half of the pursuit, so they held a 5K Classic. We start with the boys. Cardinals with a couple of guys looking to finish the season strong. Freshman Josh Thowen turning a lot of heads. Posted the Cardinals' best time with a 14 minutes, 16 seconds, finished 9th. Sophomore Ricky Petrov just 5 seconds off that pace, still finishing in the top 10. Junior Jared Haida was the 3rd Coon Rapids finisher, taking 12th place in just over 15 minutes. Cardinals finished 4th, just 8 points out of 3rd. On the girls' side, everybody knows which Cardinal to watch. Abby Ellenbecker may not be the fastest out of the gate, but she's the fastest to the finish. She's first overall at 15.32. The elder Ellen Becker is the next best for CR. Senior Olivia Ellen Becker finishes 13th. And just 14 seconds behind her is Lila Gilliard, who finishes 15th. As a team, the Cardinals are 5th out of 6 teams. So they just can't buy a break.
No.
First they get some snow, then it turns to ice. Then they have no snow.
Now they
have to
got
go
plenty.
only a couple places. Now they get a bunch of brand new snow. It's too cold. You can't.
It's
Sorry,
just amazing.
can't go out and play in the fresh new snow.
It's Minnesota. You could expect nothing less living here in Minnesota. You just never know. And then it might be 40 on Saturday. So bring out the shorts.
The Northwest Suburban Conference Championship was supposed to be held on Tuesday of this week.
Not going to happen.
But that can't happen because the schools are closed.
Yep.
So I'm assuming they'll get it in by the end of the week, either Thursday, Friday. They'll get that rescheduled. Section 5A championships are scheduled for next Wednesday. So got to get the Northwest Suburban Conference meet in before that time.
That is true.
You would think. Alpine team finished up its regular season last week with race number 5. Congratulations to Reed Smith for earning all conference honors with an 18th place finish. Cardinals as a team finish in 7th. Kai Tweedy in 26th. Jacob Sides, Nico Tweedy, and Josh Hawkinson are the remaining top 5 for the Cardinals. On the girls' side, congratulations go to Emmett Bolin, a top 10 finish to get her all-conference. And she finished with a time under a minute as well in the final race. Emily Verbeek is 31st. Shelby Robideau, 43rd. Eckert and Sides were 66th and 71st, respectively. They do not have anything scheduled this week. They have the Section 7 meet next Tuesday at Giants Ridge. The state meet will be held also at Giants Ridge on Wednesday, the 13th.
Talk a little round ball?
We should.
The boys basketball team's week started with a trip to Osseo to face an Oriole team in the middle of the North Division standings. They'd won 4 of their previous 5, including a dramatic 1-point win on the road against Maple Grove their last time out. The Cardinals will clearly have to be up to their game if they hope to win this battle of the birds. Cardinals keeping this one close with defense and taking advantage of their opportunity. Reese Mon jumping on the turnover, getting the breakaway. He had 7 points in the game. This team is all about doing the little things. Watch the hustle by Elijah McGrath, easy for me to say, down the middle of the floor to get the block. Still, they trailed most of the night. Osseo getting hands in the passing lane. This one broken up, quickly pushed ahead to Miles Vincent behind the defense. He gets it, throws it down. It's only 2 of the game, but it's a dunk. Osseo up 39-30 at the break. Cardinals trying to cut the lead in the second. Good setup to get Marshall Holland behind the defender in the post. 2 of his 13 on the night. Check out this play. The long bomb inbound. Holland goes up for it, gets it to Asime, alone in the paint, gets the 2-handed jam. Asime had a team high 14 points for the Cards. But the Orioles just too much offense. Soft little pull-up jumper for Connell Richardson. He was one of 3 Osseo players in double digits. Orioles had 9 different players contribute to the scoring. A late 3-pointer from the corner helps them pull away for the 75-58 win. 73-58 win.
Let's not make it any worse than it has to be. 15 points, though. There were points where the Cardinals felt they could have cut it closer and made a game of it at the end, and unfortunately just unable to do so.
No question.
Well, the loss to Osseo is the Cardinals' 6th in their last 7 games, and on Friday, the Cardinals hosted the team that started it all. The Elk River Elks beat Coon Rapids at the beginning of January, just one of their 3 wins on the season. Cardinals were hungry for some payback and looking for a win that could get the season turned back in the right direction. Tight ball game early on. Tight defense by the Cardinals forces the turnover. Lucky pushes it ahead to Armonte Henry. He stops up, then finds the lane, drives, and gets the basket and the foul. He only had 5 points in the game, but he turned out to be a big factor later on. Still in the first half, Cardinals on offense. Jackson Aurelius pushes his way through the double team, gets it to fall. Tie ball game, 31-all at the half. Early in the second, Jordan Doe taking it strong right down the middle, gets the bucket and the foul. He had 13 for the Cardinals. Doe driving again, draws the defense, dishes to Lucky in the corner. Morange buries the 3. He was one of 4 Cardinals in double digits against Elk River. But the Elks had some guys that were clicking too. Dylan Firth left alone in the corner, hits a 3-pointer, and it was Elk River playing with the lead late in the game. Elks trying to push the pace. Firth feeds Brandon Melchior underneath. Elk River up 4 into the final minute of regulation, but it ain't over. 3-point game with 14 tickets left. Asayame misses the free throw. Aurelius the rebound to Henry. He finds room to the baseline, gets the basket and the foul. Told you he was going to be a big factor. Talk about pressure. Less than 10 seconds left. Armonte Henry at the free throw line for the tie, and he hits it. That fires up the home crowd. Final seconds of regulation. Elk River, a chance for the win. Kick to the corner is knocked away. Aurelius beats the buzzer, but a little too much on that throw. And I think we're headed to overtime again. This time, Cardinals get out front. He might be ready for baseball season. They get out front early. Reese Mon with a three-pointer right in front of the bench. Nothing but net. Cardinals had 8 guys put up points, and it's David Asayame leading the way. He had 18 in the game, including a two-handed jam in overtime. That helps the Cardinals fly away with a 76-74 win.
You know, you never know who you're going to get contributions from. Armonte Henry, I was talking to Coach O today before we knew that there wasn't going to be a game tomorrow, and he said just the fact that he's a sophomore and he came in and he played big, and no bigger situation than to hit that free throw. Yeah, I mean, and just ice in his veins just to hit that one.
Even ticking down under 20 to find the lane to the baseline. Get the basket to fall and get the foul, and then he goes and he hits a big free throw to force it to overtime, and that's a win the Cardinals desperately need it.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, we were planning on doing a little boys basketball against Blaine on Tuesday, but I guess we get the night off too.
We do get the night off. We're closed for business apparently.
So that game postponed until further notice. The Cardinals at Anoka on Friday, and Howie,
we'll be there.
Since we missed Tuesday, we'll catch them on Friday.
Well, the girls basketball team opened last week's play facing another team struggling to find wins. The Osseo Orioles had just 3 wins on the season. Yeah, come on, keep going. On this, 3 wins on the year, but 2 of those were against teams that had beaten the Cardinals. This is the only meeting of the season between these two, and it went down to the very end. It was really a tale of 2 halves. The Orioles owned the first, especially with their perimeter play. Jaden Klein, the three-pointer from the left wing, was just the start. Osseo was 8 of 16 from three-point range in the first half. 4 different players hit from beyond the arc, and the Orioles had a 15-point lead going into the break. Second half, a little different story. Cardinals pushing the pace. Destiny Artist down low to find Lainey Hanneman, who had a monster night. Cards start with a 13-3 run. Comeback nearly complete. Lexi West left alone on the right side. Hits the tray, and it's a 1-point game with 10 minutes left. Well, the Orioles push the lead back to 9, and then the Cardinals go on a 10-point run. Lainey Hanneman had 15 of her season-high 23 points in the second half, and the Cards' first lead comes with 2:30 left. Go to the final minute, tie game. Post hits the baseline jumper from 15, puts Coon Rapids back in front, but it's a lot of time for Osseo to answer. Under 20 seconds left, Orioles go back outside. Klein hits the long 3 off the glass. That put Osseo in front by 1. Now the Cardinals, they get the last chance. Artist will find a little room, but her shot comes up short, and so do the Cardinals' chance to end their streak. 60-59, the final. Tough game to lose. We were there, obviously, and it was a situation where it could have been anybody's game, obviously, and the Cards just couldn't. I mean, that 3 at the end,
they couldn't get over the hump, and yeah, the 3 was one of their ugliest threes of the night. It was interesting. I don't remember. I think they had like 12 threes. They had 8 in the first half, 8 of 16 from behind the arc. I think they ended up with 12, and I believe both their first and last ones were kisses off the glass that
take them how you can get them.
Yeah, they may have gotten a lucky bounce. I didn't hear him call glass on either of those 2 shots, but it shows a lot about this team's character that they were down 15 at the half.
You bet.
And came all the way back, took a lead late in the game. In the final minute, we're up 2. And it takes that three-pointer to beat them. It would have been nice to see them get a little bit better opportunity at before the buzzer, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Well, Coach Pearson's saying, girls, let's not fall behind by 15 in the first half, and that's maybe their game.
I completely agree.
Yep.
Friday night, the Cardinals at Elk River taking on the Elks. They lose by 20 plus, 66-42 the final in that one. Destiny Artist, the only one to get into double digits with 16. Lainey Hanneman and Lexi West had 7 each. And the Cardinals as well, also supposed to play. They were supposed to play at Blaine on Tuesday night. That'll be postponed. They host Anoka on Friday.
Yep. So, they won't get some practice time until Thursday. So they'll at least get a day to prepare before their game. Unlike the boys hockey team.
Or the girls hockey team. Or the wrestling team. Or it's just about everybody.
Yep.
Hey. It's the way it goes. Enjoy the extra time at home for students, and stay warm for those of us who have to actually go out and do things like go to work.
I know, it's like, why can't they just close everything? It'd be great.
Not the way it works. Well, we're closed on Tuesday night here at CTN because of the weather. We will have boys basketball for you on Friday night. And we hope that the semi-warmer weather keeps around for the first part of next week, because that Providence Academy game against the Cardinals boys hockey team outdoors on the CTN outdoor rink, and we'll be there for that one. And then boys basketball again next Friday as they host the Champlin Park Rebels. But that's going to do it for this edition of Sports Night. I want to thank everybody out for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.